Churnwell, Emblem, Digital. Keep listening. Churnwell, Emblem, Churnwell, Emblem, Churnwell, Emblem. You're listening to Andy Churnwell on Emblem Digital.
Hello, this is Martin Amis, the famous novelist. And when I'm not writing a famous novel, I like to listen to Emblem FM, the online version of which is called Emblem Digital. Nabokov.
Hello, I'm Andy Churnwell. You're listening to the Andy Churnwell Show on Emblem Digital. Make your mark for memorable music mix. Great show for you today. Firstly, a quick look at today's papers. You might have seen the news that sultry pop songstress Nicki Minaj has likened herself to Tory Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher. Well, in today's Mirror, residents of the former mining town of Easington have weighed in on the situation and have said, Minaj is just like Thatcher. She's ripped the heart out of this community. And the Telegraph, too, have devoted the front page to Minaj. They've gone with Minaj goes gaga for Gummer. The Queen Singer's wind romp with former Tory minister John Selwyn Gummer, a man Minaj describes later in the article as brimming with big dick energy. In today's Guardian, lots on the new Mr. Blobby comeback film Blobby Reloaded, a collaboration between Noel Edmonds and Guy Ritchie. We've actually got a clip for you here. In this scene, Ray Winston gives Mr. Blobby a long overdue dressing down. Listen to this.
Listen, Blobby, I ain't gonna fucking take your antics no more, okay? You tell me where Edmonds is, or I'm gonna cut your blobby bollocks. You fucking got that? Right. Take it away, boys.
Well, I can't wait to see that. On the line now, we've got Sean Bean.
Hello, Andy. Glad to be back.
Great to have you.
I was on last time to discuss my pie business. Sean Bean's Big Beanie Pies. It's going great. Since we last spoke, they've sold, loads. Shitload of pies, They're flying off the shelves. But really, I'm here to talk to you about something serious, and it's about racism. Racism, yeah, because diversity, I suppose, that's the what they say now, isn't it? The hip term, diversity.
Well, I don't know it's a hip term.
Well, it's thrown around, diversity, and it's basically this news that what's his name, Idris Elba. Idris Elba, yeah?
Yeah, very, very successful actor.
Well, he's all right. I don't really, not really into his stuff, I suppose. But he's been named as the new James Bond, which rather upset me.
It upsets you? Why does it upset you?
Because I don't like seeing another Southerner as James Bond. Should have gone to a Northern actor like myself.
I think most people, Sean, would probably say it's great to have a black James Bond.
Well, that's beside the point, is it? In my mind, is another Southerner ruining James Bond. There needs to be a Northern James Bond.
Okay, so let me just get it clear for my listeners, Sean. You think that you are being discriminated against because the new James Bond is a black man from the south of England?
Yeah, there needs to be a Northern James Bond, He lives in Sheffield. His name's Jim Bond. I'll do it now if you like. Name's Bond. Jim Bond.
Well, thanks very much for the audition, Sean.
It's good though, isn't it? It's, I've taken it to a different level. I don't think Idris Elba's got the talent to do that,
Sean, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Have you been drinking today?
I often drink in the day, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I've knocked open a few cans of John Smith, which coincidentally is what Jim Bond drinks. He goes into social club. He goes, I'll have martini shaken, not stirred. Well, the northern version is John Smith's smooth. And barmaid, he probably is a cheeky chap. He'd try on with the barmaid, be doing around the back. Few minutes later. Different, I'm taking it to different levels. But grittier, he's spy by night. In the day, he's a grafter. He's a bit of plumbing. He does a odd job, man. Really, he's does a bit of everything.
The new James Bond under Sean Bean would be a plumber during the day.
Well, he
who drinks John Smith's.
Not just plumbing. He's a plasterer. There's not as much money in plastering now, so he's gone over to the spying.
On one of your new James Bond films, what percentage of the film would be Jim Bond plastering a house?
I mean, I think that that could get a lot of content out of that. And he's got the gadgets. Don't get me wrong. He's known for his gadgets, James Bond. Well, Jim Bond's also known for his gadgets. He's got a tool belt, and in the tool belt, spanner. All of these things. He just, he's got some man, and he's in an headlock, and he's just like, "Hey, mate," and he takes out a spanner, whaps him over the head with it. His gadget,
I'm not sure that's going to be quite as thrilling.
Okay. Music. If you just imagine with the music.
If I can finish, Sean, I'm not sure that's going to be quite as.
He doesn't like slappers.
If I can finish, Sean, I'm not sure that's going to be quite as thrilling as James Bond, who presses a button and has machine guns come out of his car. I don't think your Jim.
He doesn't have a car. He's got a van, obviously. He's got all sorts of things. He's got a ladder. He's got, paint, cans of paint. He does it all with his brother.
So
Barry Bond.
Your James Bond, Jim Bond, is bringing diversity to the screen by being another white man.
It goes down Sheffield. Yeah, of course. I don't know if there's anything wrong with that. There's not a northern James Bond. There's a Welsh one.
Do you not think you're missing the point a little bit here, Sean?
Well, no, because he's another southern bastard, isn't he? Idris Elba. It'd be different if he, if I were black, and as northern Jim Bond, there could be I think one day there could be a black Jim Bond. I think that's fine. I've got no problem with that. It's just that he's, we need a northern one, and he goes down to watch Sheffield United play. That's part of the. And he gets on the pitch as well, because he's so good at everything. And they say, oh no, the players, there's no substitutions, and they get him on. And Jim Bond, he scores the goal at the end. And obviously, I'm playing Jim Bond.
Oh, this is you playing Jim Bond.
Well, the first one, in future, Idris Elba, well, he couldn't be it, obviously, because he's a southern bastard.
Could I ask, Sean, is it so much about you having a problem with a southerner being James Bond, or is it the fact that you haven't landed the role of James Bond?
I don't like what you're suggesting there. It's for me, there needs to be a northern Bond, and in my mind, I think I'm the obvious choice.
Oh, you're the perfect person. Is that what you're trying to get at here, Sean?
For the role of Jim Bond, I can't see another actor pulling it off as well.
And how many cans of John Smith's did it take to pluck up the courage to call the station today?
I've had five cans. That's
just 5, Sean.
Just only 5 cans. That's all I've had. I've one of me, Sean Bean big beanie pies full of lovely, bursting full of beans, and I've had a few cans, and that's
you said 5. You were very specific about 5.
Well, 5 cans, I suppose. I don't know, and I think it's fine. Inspiration hits when I've had a few.
It would be, but it's 10:45 a.m.
well, you know, it's not that it doesn't matter. You know, I've got a day of grafting ahead of me. It's different. I've not. You know, I don't sleep. I've not been to bed. It doesn't matter. Time goes out of the window when you've been awake.
You've been up all night, Sean.
I've been up a few nights. You know, I
So
rarely
hold on,
sleep.
let's just get it straight. You've had 5 cans of John Smith's today. How many did you have last night? Bearing in mind you haven't been to bed.
Last night, I don't know. Time. I have no perception of time. I have no need to. I'm an actor, you know. I'm grafting all the time. I'm flogging my pies. I'm doing the gym beam. I'll be honest. I've already started shooting. Myself. I just set it up. I'm the director. I'm writer, producer, actor. I'm playing multiple roles. I'm a grafter. You know what I mean?
Well, that's great to hear, Sean. Producer Rachel's a tad concerned. Yeah.
I filmed it on my phone.
You've been filming this on your phone.
You know, there's an app you can do it. You edit it all together.
Please tell me you haven't been
I'm even doing
uploading
the
this to the
music.
internet.
Do you know what I mean?
You're doing the music.
Status quo, open and you know, down is an unconventional choice for a Bond film, I suppose. But you know, it's got the that music's going on, but it's also got, you know, my favourite bands, Status Quo, down deep. That's going, you know, Jim Bond. It starts with him in his van. He's racing through the streets of Sheffield. You know, he's racing. He's got loads of houses to do up. You know, a sister's asked him to new kitchen. You know.
So the new Jim Bond.
Yeah.
A large percentage of the film would be him doing up his sister's kitchen.
Yeah, no, it's you know, it's great, and then he's doing spying after that. You know.
Sean, have you thought today before you called in? What are you doing? Have you got a plot for this film?
I've already told you, I've filmed half of it on my bloody phone.
Well, I love your enthusiasm, Sean, but
I need a distributor.
yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm not sure how much luck you're going to have there. Please don't ask Emblem Digital to be part of that distribution. I think we'd struggle. I think anyone would struggle with your business plan. Do me a favour, Sean. Don't speak to Idris about this.
I've had him on the line. You know, I rang him up. I said, "You're taking roles away from Northerners." You know.
You didn't actually. Please, God, tell me you didn't say that.
I did. I said it's ridiculous that you know the Southerners guy. They're all from London. You know, you've got, you know, Sean Connery.
You called Idris Elba and said you're taking jobs away.
You're taking my jobs. You know, next Jim Bond, he's going to do his sister kitchen. He finds a Southerner doing his job.
Okay, thanks very much.
I've had a few cans.
We can tell that, Sean. Thanks so much for calling in today.
Pleasure, Andy.
We're just
chat soon, yeah.
Producer Rachel was a tad concerned about inebriated contact on the telephone.
I've not hit anyone.
Sure, I hope you haven't.
I nutted a bloke on the way back from Morrison's, and that's it. Like Jim Bond style, you know. He's
Sean,
crafty with his
Sean,
nut.
please recognise there's a difference between yourself and your Jim Bond character. I know you've been drinking a lot, and that can blur the lines of acting and not acting.
License to nut.
No, but you can't go around hitting people.
I didn't. I nutted him.
No,
different, you know.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. But please don't act as Jim Bond when you're not filming, okay? Do me that favour?
Yeah, you're all right, I suppose.
That's fantastic. Again, thanks so much for calling in, Sean.
No problem. Just going to crack open another can.
Please try not to drink too much during the day.
Soak up with a lovely beanie pie.
Well, one thing,
See you
Sean.
later, then.
Do your pies feature in the film at all?
Yeah, there's some product placement. You know, he's one of the gadgets of the pie. He just looks at it as some bloke's head, proper dent. You know, and it lands. It shows the front of the pie. You know, product placement. But you know, need to make money somehow. You know.
Yeah, I could have guessed you would have had your...
They keep cutting me out of series, you know. I was in Game of Thrones, they killed me off.
Well, you had a great role in Game of Thrones. It was fantastic.
I can't remember, I'll be honest. I've forgotten that. It was a long time ago now.
Okay, well...
Not as iconic as Jim Bond.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be a huge success. Try and separate the character from the man, though, Sean, if you can, and try and lay off the booze as well for us.
All right, yeah.
We worry about you here at Emblem Digital, especially after the last time you called in. So thanks so much. I'm sure I'll speak to you soon.
See you later.
Thanks, Sean. It's Andy Churnwell, Emblem Digital.
Come down and have a lovely bit of beef at Stan Butts, Bedminster, Bristol. We've got lovely beef, bacon, lovely bit of tripe, and for Mrs. we've got our favourite liver. Yeah, we got it all here at Stan Butts, Bedminster, Bristol. From Bemmy to Brislington, it's agreed. We all love a bit of beef. Why not pop down for a chat at Stan Butts, Bedminster, Bristol on East Street, down a bit from Cash Converters. Stan Butts.
Right now, I've got my good friend, Dominic Lawson, on the line. Dominic, what do you have to talk about today?
Well, I was just wanted to really talk about, like, obviously I'm a very successful columnist, but predominantly with an older demographic, and I think that's very unfair. With Jeremy Corbyn in, the children are very interested in communism, and that's why they're voting for him. And they should be reading my excellent column in The Spectator.
So you've taken to writing your name as D-Law in your Mail and Times columns. Why is this?
Well, there's this, these rappers, I suppose you'd call them, these pop singers. They used to call them pop singers when I was young. They like to abbreviate their names, spell them incorrectly, and it's sort of a play on that, I suppose. To see if I can win over some of that younger demographic.
So, how is your sister currently doing?
She is okay. I'm not sure why you've mentioned that one.
No, I just thought I'd bring up, in case you didn't know, listeners, Nigella Lawson is Dominic's sister. Very sexy.
Yes, the TV chef. Yes, we know.
Very successful TV chef. I mean, probably the more successful of the siblings, if you don't mind me saying, Dominic.
Well, I suppose she has an audience. I'm not sure if she's really delivering the same high quality content that I do.
Probably don't like me saying she's more successful than, do you?
No, not particularly. I'm surprised you're bringing this up, Andy, because we were having lunch the other day. It was a very nice meal at a restaurant in Smithfield called Chateau Garçon. You had a completely different tone. You're very confrontational, I must say, when you're on your radio show.
Well, that's how it's got to be. It's journalism, We're here to point things out, like the fact that Nigella is very sexy.
I obviously possibly couldn't comment on that. I certainly don't find her attractive. She's my sister. I find it. I know you'd like to bring this up, Andy, and I'm very embarrassed that you decided to bring this up on the air.
Look, it's not a problem at all. I can understand why you don't want to say your sister is attractive, but she is. I've got an A3 size poster in my house of your sister. I hope you don't mind that, Dominic. I know we're good friends.
Well, some women, I must say, find me rather attractive.
Can you name two women that find you attractive?
My wife.
That's one.
And I occasionally get fan mail from my Spectator column. Women often tell me I'm a very attractive man.
Would you be able to bring any of those letters in to us?
None of your business, Andy.
Okay, just need to call you out on that one, Dominic. Not sure you do get emails from fans saying... You sure about that? We'll drop that one. We'll drop that one anyway, because we've got a young person on the line, Barry, who's calling in, wants to speak to you, and you need to connect with your young audience. Barry, what do you have to say to my friend Dominic Lawson?
You fucking dickhead, mate. You fucking dickhead. Well, you're a communist. Yeah, whatever, mate. Logan's Run.
Barry, you're not a fan of Dominic?
He's a fucking dickhead.
Barry, can I ask you something else whilst you're on the line? You may not be a fan of D-Law, Dominic Lawson. You may not be a fan of D-Law, Dominic Lawson. Are you a fan of Nigella Lawson?
Yeah, fucking do it, yeah? Gonna fucking do Nigella. And you're gonna fucking have to watch, mate, yeah?
How do you feel about that, Dominic? Barry's threatening to have sex with your sister whilst you watch. What do you think about that?
It's absolutely absurd, and I have to say I've never been treated like this before in my professional career.
Okay, well that's fine. Barry's off the line now, so he's gone. No need to worry about Barry anymore, but how many other young people have you spoken to that you've managed to connect with over the past 10 years?
I'll be frank, I think a lot of young people these days are communists, and that is the problem, why they don't take my columns seriously. They're very good content. I went to a very good university.
Oh, I understand that.
School. My school was very good. I went to Marlborough College.
No, I completely understand that. What's your sister's political view? Does she vote?
I don't know. Frankly, I don't connect with her that much. I don't really respect what she's doing, and I just don't like to connect with her, to be honest.
Well, I would like to connect with Nigella.
I don't wish to speak to you ever again.
Dominic, no! No. Listen, I think he'll be back same time next week. I think that Dominic Lawson will be just fine. I do have an A3 poster of his sister in my hallway, but there's nothing to say that we can't still be friends. So let's see how that plays out. I'm sure you're welcome back anytime, Dominic.
Friday night down the local. I'll have a pint of Ladman's, please, mate. You see, I don't drink Ladman's beer because my mates do. I don't drink Ladman's beer because it's cheap. I drink Ladman's because it's made of 73% piss. That's a tasty pint. Ladman's. You can always smell a Ladman's, man. Hi, Mum, I'm back from the Pop Music Festival. It was great. And look, I've brought you a present.
Washing, I should have known. Blood, semen, shit. Boys will be boys. But how am I going to get these stains out?
With Kirstel, it's easy. It gets deep into the fibres, making clothes whiter than white.
And where are you going?
I'm going out with Johnny. He's got tickets to see a pop band that are popular with young people.
Well, don't get blood and semen and shit on you.
I'll try my best.
Kirstel, boys will be boys.
So now on the line we've got Daryl Marrow from Brislington, Bristol. Daryl, what are you calling in for today?
Well, I just wanted to talk about how I was... can you remember the Hofmeister bear?
I certainly do.
But yeah, he's a little cottony bear, and he was very popular in the 80s. He used to wear a little bear. He wore a little pork pie hat, little trilby, and he used to wear a little jacket. And the slogan for the beer was "Follow the bear," and I was basically the bear. So I wasn't the voice of the bear, as you can probably tell. But I was in the suit, and I just, I like to talk about those days. I was thinking about them recently, and so I just thought I'd give you a little call, Andy.
Well, that's great to hear. I can't believe you were the Hofmeister bear. That must have had some perks to it.
Well, yeah, it did. I was in the pubs. They'd always say, "Would you like a pint of Hofmeister?" And I'd say, "Yeah, I would." And I'd sometimes wear a suit round. Get more drinks that way. And, ladies were very taken by the suit, so I suppose I, got around a little bit, I suppose, in early 90s, late 80s.
Sorry, Daryl, the women used to like you in the suit.
Well, some of them requested it, they don't take the head off. They sometimes say. Okay, well, that sounds a bit strange to me. Well, it didn't bother me. It's just in the Hofmeister suit. Nice and a bit warm, a bit sometimes, but it didn't bother me. Good times. Okay, well, I hope you stayed safe during those periods. That was a concern. I'll be honest. I was sleeping around a lot of women. It's never come back to haunt me as yet, touch wood. That's what I used to say to him. Little joke for you there. Thanks, Daryl. A little bit too much information there. Yeah. Producer Rachel's giving me a little tap on the shoulder. If we could have a bit less of that would be great. So was it not a little bit dirty in the bear suit? I've got to say, that sounds... It was hard to wash, yeah. I did used to struggle, because it was a dry clean only job.
I wouldn't want to be dry cleaning that after a night with the bear.
Yeah, well, you used to say you hand it in, I said, follow the bear.
Oh God. Okay. I think the dry cleaners would be not too happy with the bodily fluids on that. So, have any of these women stayed in your life? Daryl, you settling down at all?
Well, I don't know about settling down, There's, I suppose it's tapered off. There's not that many women who still know about Hofmeister Bear, but, the few that do, there's still some perks. Married women, that's what I'm into now.
Yeah, we've actually, when you said it, we've just got to put caller on the line, Paul Dongle. Paul, I understand You've got a little bit of beef with Daryl, is that right?
Is this the Hofmeister Bear?
Yeah. I can't recall that name, Dongle. It sounds familiar.
Yeah, well, I think you might have known my Shelley.
Shelley, yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, I sat with so many married women.
Well, yeah, I know that, yeah, because she was one of them. She was one of them.
What, your wife?
Yeah. Yeah. Just so you know, you've got hepatitis B. Do you want to know how I know that? Because I've got it now.
Oh dear.
Because of you Sorry, I wasn't going to swear on the radio. Sorry there, Andy. I nearly swore. But yeah, got hepatitis B, and
I am sorry. I'll be honest.
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
I like to see you try, because you don't know where I am.
Well, I can see that you're sitting in your car. See those lights flashing at you? That's me. I'm gonna fucking have you. I just wanted to tell you so you knew who it was and why. As soon as I hang up this phone, there's gonna be no more talking. I'm coming for you.
Oh God! Oh!
Daryl? Daryl, are you okay? Daryl? Christ.
Put your teeth around the gear stick.
Daryl? Should we cut this one there? Yeah, that's probably best. Okay, you're listening to Andy Churnwell, Emblem Digital. We're going to cut this one short as we had a little incident on the line there, but no worries. We're back on the air. We're all safe in the studio.
Some pie and mash. It had just been payday and I had loads of cash. Jerry got the pies in and Wiley got the rest. I told him, listen up son, I've got one request. Oh son, liquor up me nose. Liquor up me lovely, lovely nose. There's nothing wrong with me son, that is a thing to judge. I'll pull down the trousers and liquor up me nose. Oh son, liquor up me nose. Liquor up me lovely, lovely nose. There's nothing wrong with me, son, that is a thing to judge. I'll pull down the trousers and liquor up me nose. Now I'm a happy chappy, the cat that got the cream. I ain't talking dairy, I'm talking Parsley Green. All me mates are jealous, me trousers are so true. I tells them I've been liquored with lovely parsley dew. Oh son, liquor up me nose. Liquor up me lovely, lovely nose. There's nothing wrong with me, son, that is a thing to judge. I'll pull down the trousers and liquor up me nose. Oh son, liquor up me nose. Liquor up me lovely, lovely nose. There's nothing wrong with me, son, that is a thing to judge. I'll pull down the trousers and liquor up me nose. Lonely and depressed, my legs have gone cold and I've got parsley on my vest. What am I to do now the liquor has gone cold? Here son, get the ladle and pour liquor on me bowl. Oh son, liquor up me nose.
We've got a great interview coming up next. We've got Rob and Jason from Braincase Films talking about their latest venture, their Property Academy, creating a property portfolio. So, Rob, Jason, great to have you back on the line. How are we doing?
It's great to be here, Andy. I have to say I'm thrilled. As you know, we're a sponsor now of Emblem Digital, Braincase Films. And, I think it's great. Really is great. It's an innovative brand that I really see going places.
Well, we're going places. As for Braincase, not sure. Robbie Fowler seeking legal action against your Property Academy. He's saying
Robbie Fowler, great football player. I'm not sure really about his property advice, and that's why I started my own Property Academy. It's a great initiative. You buy properties in working class areas, and I think that's great, because they're cheap properties, but you can exploit people for maximum profit, and that's what we're all about here at Braincase Films.
Maximum profit.
Yeah.
Well, some Labour MPs this week have been saying you are the worst kind of scum who are using the housing crisis to take advantage of overpriced properties in the southeast of England. You're buying up properties in poor areas where people can't afford them, doing them up and then selling them at huge profits.
And let me just say, sometimes I wake up screaming at night, not because of some sort of repressed feelings of anxiety, but because my life is just that thrilling. It's like a roller coaster ride. Know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean. What I do know is that these Labour MPs are not going to let up. You have quite a list of employees who are seeking legal action against you. Your former barista Padre, his brother Madre, Sleek Mosey, your ex-marketing manager, and another employee called Lex. What's going on with your production company with many employees?
Interesting thing. Lex is short for Lexron.
It's not that interesting to our listeners.
Well, I think they might find it an interesting thing. He was a content guru, and he's really...
Excuse me? Sorry, I'm not...
Content guru. He gurued content. He's...
No, I don't know. Tell us oldies on the line what a content guru is.
Well, it's somebody who comes up with content in a sophisticated, I suppose, spiritual kind of way. And that's what we hear at Braincase. That's how we do business.
Did he have a beard, this man?
He did, yes. Yeah.
Did he wear a trilby occasionally?
Yeah, I mean, we quite often wear trilbies at Braincase Films. It's almost a uniform, I suppose you could say. It's cool. It's a nice hat.
Well, it sounds like my sort of nightmare that would make me wake up screaming, Rob.
Well...
So Sleek Mosey, what's his legal action against you?
Let's be honest here. He was an alcoholic. He came on as a content guru. He couldn't cut it. He became addicted to mojitos very early on, and we said, I'm afraid this is unprofessional. I mean, I like a mojito in the morning. I'm not going to lie. A few mojitos in the morning. I think it really gets the creative juices flowing, especially with a couple of fancy blend espressos. Really gets the juices going, the content juices, I call them.
Well, that's great to hear. You've been talking a lot about this sort of thing on Twitter and your success stories. You're listed on there as a thought leader and social influencer.
Yeah, that's right.
You've got 15 followers at the moment. What are you influencing with those 15 followers?
Let me just say, it's there's some great people on there. There's somebody called the Millennial Millionaire. He's got some great advice. He's a secret millionaire. He doesn't have many followers either, but he is very successful.
Are you a secret millionaire, Rob? Because the accounts page certainly doesn't show that you're a millionaire.
Well, I don't really know how you have access to our financial details, but I think it's great. I think it's absolutely great that you're inquisitive, I think you could make an excellent content guru.
Me, a content
You
guru?
could be a content guru. You get your trilby, come down.
I'd rather jump out the 5th floor of Emblem Digital.
Well, it's maybe something to consider. We don't like time wasters here at Braincase Films.
No, you say that in your job advertisements
Yeah.
when you're accepting runners. You say, no time wasters, must have a minimum of 1 degree, and no pay for 3 months.
Yeah, I mean, I think I worked my way up. I think they should have the decency to work their way up.
What if
No
they need
time
to pay
wasters.
rent within London?
Well, I mean, if they can afford it, they can't come on board.
So
That's
you're
just
saying the only privileged middle classes will be able to work for you because working
we don't want
class...
time wasters, Rob. We want the real deal.
Well, that would make all working
real
class
McCoy.
people so-called time wasters.
I'm not really sure what this term working class is.
So the only people who can apply for your...
We don't have classes here at Braincase. It's content class.
Well, unfortunately in society, Rob, these classes do exist, and your internships don't allow poor people, to apply for the
Braincase
job.
Academy. Enroll in Braincase Academy, get yourself a Braincase degree. Then you can hop on board,
The Braincase Property
Yeah,
Academy.
You do have to invest quite a lot of money into that, but it's worth it, You're getting great students coming out there. Sleek Mosey, I mean, before the booze, he was very gifted. He hit them at mojitos pretty hard, but before that, he showed a lot of promise, and that he was a child of the Braincase Academy.
So, in other news, your fiance Mutya
Mutya.
has gone missing. You haven't. We've been talking for a few minutes now. You haven't mentioned this.
I don't know where she's gone.
You're not concerned.
I guess I kind of am. I wouldn't go. I've said this before. It's like people keep saying, should we report to the police? That sort of thing. She's a free spirit. She's like me. She goes where she wants to. I think it's great. She's.
Your fiance has been missing for 3 months. You haven't spoken to her, and you haven't reported her as missing to the police.
No, I think it's great because she's a free spirit. She roams. She likes to roam. That's one of the reasons I got involved with her in the first place.
Any problems in that relationship?
No. Just the only problem. Not enough sex.
Is that something you wanted to say on the air, Rob?
I mean, that's great. That's a to me, that's a positive. And also, I wanted to see other people. And then she decided, we're not bound by the traditional concepts of a relationship. I think
I
that's
see.
great.
So if you're a normal person, you could have just said you'd broken up. But you decided to word it differently. Thanks for wasting 2 minutes of my time, Rob. That's great. We understand you've got Jason on the line with you as well.
Oh, hey, Rob, how's it going?
Yeah, very good, thanks. Very good. How's the yoga business going?
Oh, it's going really well. Yeah, we're fully booked all the time.
Really, I
really
understand you're being sued by Friends of the South Indigenous Tribes Association for transporting against their will people over to your yoga academy.
No, that's...
You're also behind on your rent at your property in Hoxton. You have next to no attendees week in, week out, and your overheads are huge with celebrity yoga people charging you up to $2,500 per day. How are you going to keep going on those kind of...
I don't really worry about these things, you know me. But first off, I'll start with your first point, if I may. You've listed off quite a lot of things there, so I'll need to go one step at a time. So the Indigenous Peoples Support Forum, or whatever they're called, they're just a group of ignorant people. None of those people are brought over against their will. They all choose to come over because of the opportunities that it provides them with. All those things that they're saying, it's just lies. It's just right-wing people trying to stop more immigrants coming in.
Thanks very much for clearing that up. So
What was the next point? Sorry.
No, I was going to move on to the next thing,
Okay,
because you're actually advertising for your cafe downstairs, instead of paid positions, you're offering up a coffee cadet scheme,
course,
which is
yeah.
rolling 3-month internships for training baristas, or as you've written, baristas in training under the
Yes.
coffee cadet scheme.
We're actually empowering young people to take control of their futures through this. So there's lots of young people out there that would spend a fortune going to university. So they're spending money. We're not charging these kids any money. We're giving them opportunities.
And employing free staff for your cafe.
That's besides the point. The point is we're not charging them for their education, whereas every educational establishment in the UK charges. We're giving them free opportunity, and they can do whatever they want afterwards with their with the skills that they've learned. They can go and work in Costa, they could go work in Starbucks, or any of the other high street retailers.
So
even
barista
McDonald's.
training takes a few days. This is a 3-month program. How do you justify keeping them on unpaid for such a long period of time?
Because we don't teach them just how to be baristas. They need to learn it. You have to have experienced these things over the long term to be good at anything. You know, you don't make a master in 3 days.
Your successful academy, I'm sure. Best of luck with that venture.
Well, thank you very much. So when's your contract up for renewal, Andy?
What do you mean by that?
I'm just asking, you know. Do
Why-
you like
why-
working at this station?
I love Emblem Digital every day.
You know, because we've got some hot new interns that we think you could work with.
Are you threatening my position?
Fancy taking on an apprentice?
To be honest, I think I'm a bit of a one-man band here. Not sure I could cope with an apprentice by my side.
It's worth thinking about. We'll have that conversation some other time now.
And Andy,
Yes, Rob?
I just wondered if you'd been listening to my new tracks I sent over. It's fresh tracks I sent.
As per last time, they went in the
Because here
bin.
at Braincase, we're about innovation. And as a sponsor of Emblem Digital, I think your first priority should be innovation. And I think innovation begins with me and my music. And it's going down very well on the club circuit, Braincase Snow Bar, a few other clubs as well. I just wondered if you thought that maybe your listeners would like to hear some of the stuff I've been spinning.
Well, I'm just being... Sorry, 1 second, Rob. Yep, we've got producer Rachel here telling me we have to play one of your tracks next. So we're very much looking forward to this. So next up we've got Rob of Braincase Films of his new demo tape.
Hope you enjoy it, guys.
Stay tuned, it's Andy Churnwell.
Feeling human.
Feeling human.
Yeah.
Well, it's Braincase Rob with Feeling Human. I'm Andy Churnwell.
Great content, great coffee, great content, great coffee, great content, great coffee, great content, great coffee. Living the London lifestyle. Auntie blend espresso. I'm living the London lifestyle. I'm living
Padre, make me an espresso. Fancy blend espresso. I'm living the London lifestyle. I'm living the London lifestyle. I'm on Tinder. I'm on Tinder. CEO. Let's reassess the Stratcom. Get around the negotiation table. Put aside the rhetoric. Let's make a deal. What's it gonna be? Great content, great coffee, great content, great coffee, great content, great coffee, great content, great coffee. Living the London lifestyle. Fancy blend espresso. I'm living the London lifestyle. Loading bay. Loading bay. Padre, make me an espresso. Fancy blend espresso. I'm living the London lifestyle. I'm living the London lifestyle. I'm on Tinder. I'm on Tinder. CEO. Let's reassess the Stratcom. Get around the negotiation table. Put aside the rhetoric. Let's make a deal. What's it gonna be? Great content, great coffee, great content, great coffee, great content, great coffee, great content, great coffee. Living the London lifestyle. Fancy blend espresso. I'm living the London lifestyle. Loading bay. Loading bay. Padre, make me an espresso. Fancy blend espresso. I'm living the London lifestyle. I'm living the London lifestyle. I'm on Tinder. around the negotiation table. Put aside the rhetoric. Let's make a deal. What's it gonna be? Great content, great coffee, great content, great coffee, great content, great coffee, great content, great coffee. Living the London lifestyle. Auntie blend espresso. I'm living the London lifestyle. Loading bay. Loading bay. Padre, make me an espresso. Auntie blend espresso. I'm living the London lifestyle. I'm living the London lifestyle. I'm on Tinder. I'm on Tinder. CEO. Let's reassess the Stratcom. Get around the negotiation table. Put aside the rhetoric. Let's make a deal. What's it gonna be? Great content, great coffee, great content, great coffee, great content, great coffee, great content, great coffee. Living the London lifestyle. Auntie blend espresso. I'm living the London lifestyle. Loading bay. Loading bay. Padre, make me an espresso. Auntie blend espresso. I'm living the London lifestyle. I'm living the London lifestyle. I'm on Tinder. I'm on Tinder. CEO. Let's reassess the Stratcom. Get around the negotiation table. Put aside the rhetoric. Let's make a deal. What's it gonna be? Great content, great coffee, great content, great coffee, great content, great coffee, great content, great coffee.
gotta get